I've seen too many new developers make this mistake, and it's an easy mistake to make because you're not thinking about this from day one. But you should definitely think about it and learn it the right way, because you will build bad habits in the future, will hurt your projects, they will become unmaintainable, and you will give up. But before we start, I need to say this. Every folder and every file in Godot needs to be named in the snake case way. That means that everything should be lowercase, and instead of adding spaces, you add an underscore. For example, here in structure 1 and structure 2, everything is lowercase, and we have an underscore when you're adding a space. This is done because on Windows and Mac OS, folders are case insensitive, but on Linux they are. So it will not work on Linux if you don't do this. Let's go over structure number 1. As you can see here, I have animations, assets, audio, autoload, fonts, menus, and scripts. If we go in the animations, here I have player. So every animation for the player will be inside of this folder. But if you want to add a script, then you go in your scripts and you go in your player, and this is where all the scripts for the player will be. In this structure, you split everything into a specific folder, and that folder contains that type of file. So you have scripts, you put all the scripts in your script folder. So when you're looking for a script, you can go in the scripts folder and then find it in the subfolder. If you're looking for animation, you go in the main animations folder and then go in the subfolder where that animation is. Now let's go over structure number 2. This is the preferred Godot way because Godot operates differently from other game engines, and everything in Godot is a seed. So they advise to have everything containing a specific thing inside of one folder instead of splitting them to a specific folder type. For example, here in the characters folder, I have a player, and the player has animations and scripts. So everything for the player, the scripts, the animations, the models, the whatever you have will be inside of this folder. Same thing for the enemy. If you go to the enemy, you will have the same thing. Here in the autoload, you will have all the game managers, and all the game manager stuff will be inside of this game manager. And then you have menus, you will have all the menus, and the main menu, everything about it will be inside of this folder. Also for the fonts, this is where you put your fonts. If you have audio, you put your audio here. You can have a different one for music if you want. I usually put it in the audio, but it all depends on how you want to structure your folder. Now this solution might not be perfect for your projects, but these are pretty good to get you pretty far. Sometimes you will have to break these conventions, but the one that you should definitely not break is the naming convention. So you should always follow the snake case way. You should also name all your files in snake case ways. If we go now in the player and let's create a new script. If I go here in the script, I choose GD script or C#. For C#, I'll make a different video. But as you can see here, Godot does it for you already. New underscore script. So because this is the preferred way and you should also do it. So here, if I would name it and I wanted to showcase it, I would just name it player, but in this case, I'll call it player underscore script. You don't have to do this exactly, but you should definitely follow this convention if you're naming something on Godot, so it works on every platform and not just Windows and Mac OS, as explained earlier. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There are other ways to organize your project, but this is the one and the main one that you should definitely follow, because you don't want to build bad habits early, because it will be hard to break them later.